Did you know that meal prepping helped me to get over my ex? I know, sounds crazy, right? But in today's video, I'm going to explain exactly why it did and how you can do the same. So let's get on with it. Right, so what I thought I'd do is I'd actually cook a couple of meals and then talk you through exactly how this helped me get over my ex. But I'm going to put a disclaimer up front first, right? I'm not a chef and I'm not a nutritionalist. This video isn't about showing you how to cook, what to cook, and what food you should eat, right? I'm not an expert in that, okay? So before you all start kicking off in the comments that could have got the ingredients cheaper, I could have got more fresh ingredients or whatever, that's not what this video is about, okay? So I just want to throw that out there. So what I thought I'd do is I'd go back to the meals that I started off with at the very, very start of this. Now, this is simple and basic, okay? And that's because I've got a bit of ADHD, right? And I like things simple and basic. So this meal I'm about to prepare, I lived off this every day. Like, I'm talking dinner and tea, or lunch and dinner, depends on where you're from, every single day, right? Some people can't do that, but I did, right? But this is what the meal is. So first off, we have chicken sausages. Now, I literally become addicted to these things. There's all different types. You can get ones with spring onion, you get spicy ones, but these Italian ones are the ones that I went to. And I had these every single day. Next, we've got our veg. And again, yeah, I know you could probably get this cheaper. You could probably buy frozen or more fresh, but these microwave bags saved my life. So easy and simple to cook. And last but not least, rice. The staple diet of any macho man. Chicken, rice and veg. By the way, I'm not a macho man. That was a joke. So let's get on with cooking. Right, so the first thing we're doing is the chicken sausages. Now, I'm doing these in the air fryer. Now, back in the day, I didn't have an air fryer. And honestly, I don't know how I would live without an air fryer. Honestly, it's literally changed my life. So, spread them out a bit. There we go. Bang them in. We want 15 minutes, 180. Away we go. So while them sausages are cooking, I think this is a good opportunity to talk about the first and possibly the biggest reason why meal prepping helped me through breakup recovery. So you've probably watched my other videos, right? And I've talked about the different stages of recovery after a breakup. The first one is the hope stage. Now, this is the stage where your anxiety and your panic is through the roof because you're constantly worried about where your ex is, what they're doing, who they're with, how you're going to get them back, how you're going to live without them. Your body's in constant fight or flight mode. So what this does, it actually affects the nervous system and the digestive system. So for me, I was constantly feeling nausea and I just couldn't eat, I had no appetite. And a lot of the clients who come to speak to me and start coaching say the same thing. They're really struggling with food. But what I found was I had these windows during the day. It's almost like my mind and body just went, right, we've had enough, can't take this anymore, we need a break. And I'd have this window of say half an hour where the stress and anxiety lifted and suddenly I felt like I could eat. The problem was if I had nothing in prepared, I'd either reach for a snack like crisp and chocolate, which is better than nothing, but it's still not ideal. Or I'd maybe order out, which again, is not the healthiest of options. Plus half the time, by the time the food come here, I couldn't eat it. The nausea had returned and I couldn't eat. And when I've done my meal prepping, I've always tried to have healthy food in mind, okay? Everything in proportion, of course, but I tried to make them with kind of health in mind. So what that meant was, by doing my meal preps, those windows of hunger that would come during the day, I had these meals prepared already in the fridge. And literally all I had to do was throw in the microwave, 5 minutes, and I had a healthy, wholesome meal that I could eat. And that's really important, right? Because our bodies are under attack from that constant anxiety and stress that we're feeling. And it needs nutrients. The more nutrients you can give it, the better you'll start feeling. So having those meals prepped and ready to go in the fridge, at the off chance that the anxiety would lift for a short period and I could eat, they were there, bang them in a mic, and away we go. So that is the first and possibly biggest benefit to meal prepping after a breakup. Now, let's get on with the next part. So next, we've got the veg. And we've got broccoli, carrots, baby corn, and green beans. And again, I'm keeping it simple, so it's microwave. We just pierce the bag, bang it in the mic, 5 minutes, job done. Right, we're halfway through, so just gonna turn the sausages slightly to make sure they get cooked all around. You can never be too careful with chicken. I probably overcook these in fairness, but that's just me. Okay, that'll do. Back in, and then we're nearly done. Okay, so while they're still cooking, this is a good opportunity to talk about the second reason why meal prepping is really good after breakup recovery. And it's something I've spoke about before. It's called the power of association. So the power of association is when you associate a feeling or an emotion with an environment or an action or something that you're doing, okay? Now I mentioned before that I always try to give a healthy kind of tilt towards the food that I'm prepping. Could they be healthier? Probably, but I think chicken, rice and veg is pretty healthy. So what had happened is I was associating that food with something really positive that I was doing in my life. So every time I prepared the meals, but then more importantly, every time I ate one, I got a real sense of positivity because it felt like I'd done something really good for me. And as we know, after breakup recovery, certainly in the early stages, we really struggle to think about anything positive to do with ourselves. We kind of let ourselves go a lot, don't we? Self-care goes out the window a little bit. We stop looking after ourselves because we care more about our ex and what our ex is doing rather than us. But meal prepping gave me that bit of positivity. It gave me that feeling that I'm doing something good for me. And I was, because I'm eating healthy meals. So meal prepping also helped me with the power of association. That is the second big benefit for meal prepping after a breakup. Right, before I forget, you need to get something out that's really vital when it comes to meal prepping. And that is your food containers. Now, I'm only doing 2 meals today, but back in the day, I'd prepare meals for say 3 or 4 days, something like that. So I'd probably have about 6 to 8 of these out, all laid out, and I'd have all my meals prepped. But today, we're just doing the 2. Right, so that is the veg done and dusted. On to the next. And that is the microwave rice. Again, nice and simple, 2 minutes in the mic, job done. Right, now while that's happening, I'm gonna get my veg out and I'm gonna dish it out, put it all into there, and then let's try and spread it out evenly. Okay, so while they're finishing off, quick mention that I've got a brand new ebook that's either about to come out or is already out by the time you're watching this video. It's an ebook all about breakup recovery. It talks about some of the things I've mentioned in today's video, plus a whole host of other stuff. A load of techniques, tips, advice on how you can finally get over your ex and build a bigger and better life for yourself. And I give you lots of examples of the things that I did, plus some of the crazy stories of the stuff I got up to in trying to win my ex back, which you might find enjoyable. That's available. If you click the link in the description, you can either join the waiting list or you can buy it if it's already out. Check it out. Right, that's the rice done. Now let's serve that. Again, keeping it nice and simple. Half in one, half in the other. Even it up a little bit. Sorted. Now, just waiting on the sausages. Sausages, done. Okay, that's the sausage done. And we quite simply dish them out, 5 in each. And we are all but done. There we have it. Chicken, rice and veg. Okay, so while that's cooling, I just want to mention the third and final benefit of meal prepping for breakup recovery. And that is that it gives you some structure and it gives you something for your mind to focus on. So as you know, after a breakup, your head's all over the place, right? You don't know whether you're coming or going from one day to the next. But what I used to do is meal prep every Sunday and every Wednesday night. What that meant was, on those 2 nights of the week, I had something to do. I had something to focus on. Might not be much, just an hour or two here and there, but it gave me something. It gave me a bit of structure and it grounded me. The rest of the week might be all over the place, but those 2 nights, I had a structure in place. Now that's just the start, right? Once you've got that in place and you get consistent with it, the secret then is to build on it. What else can you introduce into your life to give you more structure on more days? But meal prepping is a great way to start. Okay, so before I forget, a vital ingredient, bit of sweet chili sauce, can't go wrong. Right, so I'm gonna have one of these now with just a little bit of sweet chili sauce, but then the other one will be left out on the counter for a couple of hours so it's cool enough to go in the fridge. So that is meal prepping for breakup recovery. So remember, 3 big benefits. 1, you've got healthy, wholesome meals whenever the anxiety lifts and you get that window of hunger where you can eat something. 2, the power of association. By cooking healthy meals, it gives you that positive feeling inside, which is going to help you to progress. And 3, it gives you some structure and something to focus on every single week. Those 3 benefits really helped me through my breakup recovery journey, and I think they'll help you too. So let me know in the comments, did you find this helpful? And if you're going to give this a try, what meals are you going to start prepping? Maybe I'll cook some too. But for now, nice one for watching, and I'll see you in the next layers.